All right, David, let's see. Where would you like to start? First of all, I guess maybe let's talk about the fact that we were told today, we've been advised that there will be no comments of any kind coming from Justin Trudeau before the end of the holidays. What do you make of that?
I've been thinking a lot about this ever since the Titanic events of last week, and where I want to go to, Aaron, actually is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a 1968 movie titled A Line in Winter, starring Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn, and Anthony Hopkins. Okay. And there's this great scene and an epic quote of that movie that I think describes what's going on right now, I think, with Justin Trudeau. And it's when Anthony Hopkins is in a dungeon with his two brothers, and his brother is telling him, and I'm going to quote from this, as if the way one fell mattered, and Anthony Hopkins replies, "When the fall is all there is, it matters." And I think right now that's all there is left for Justin Trudeau, which is how he will fall. And being who he is, being the son of arguably the country's greatest prime minister, having that with him throughout his political career, and seeing that now, after trying basically everything and pulling out every trick he could to stay in power and stave off the inevitable and try to get to another election, I think right now what's going on, and the fact that he, even after the shuffle on Friday, he refused to address media, which is the first time it's ever happened since he's been prime minister. He always spoke to the media after a cabinet shuffle, and he didn't. And as you pointed out correctly, he has not spoken to the media since the Chrystia Freeland resignation, and calling off the end-of-year media interviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now this. I think right now what's going on is comparable to what happened with Joe Biden after the June debate disaster with Donald Trump. There were these 2-3 weeks where we just didn't know. We just didn't know what was going to happen. Was he going to stay and fight? Was he going to let the way for somebody else? Would there be a convention? Everybody was speculating. And I think right now this is what's happening. I think he's talking with the innermost of his inner circle, and trying to find out not only how to roll out this final phase in the most orderly of ways, but also he's thinking about his legacy and the way he's going to fall. I think he's been one of those prime ministers of his era, of the era we're living in, which is image first and then policy second, substance second. And I think right now it's all about thinking about how he falls and how it will be, how it will look, and how he will step off the stage. For a theater prof, that's, I think, very, very present in his mind. And I think that's what he's thinking about most right now.
So, David, listen closely, okay? Listen.
When the fall is all there is, it matters.
There you go.
Thank you. It's an amazing movie. I don't know if you've seen it, ever seen it.
100 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's worth it. It stood the test of time, and it's about, and it applies to modern politics in so many ways. And some of the greats, a very young Anthony Hopkins,
yeah.
Up against Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn at the top of their powers. It's just a brilliant movie.
By the way, to your point now, you said how he falls. So it's not about if he falls, he's falling. It's just how he wants to manage that fall?
I think so. Because since last Monday, and I'm sure you've spoken ad nauseum with everybody about the possibilities, prorogation, resignation, calling an election, this, that, and the other thing. I think it's how to play it. We now know that Jagmeet Singh will, for the first time now, commit to voting with the Bloc and with the Conservatives. So we know that by January, late January, or early February, the government will fall, will not resist a confidence motion. Prorogation, you can't prorogue forever. It buys you some time. Is there a messy leadership race, or can, at the very least, cabinet and getting a sense of the caucus, is there one person that does stand out that is willing to step into this role that resembles more the role that Kim Campbell stepped into when Brian Mulroney decided to resign back in '93 than anything else? It looks more like the role of a sacrificial lamb than anything else, but could it save enough seats to have remnants of a party? But again, history showed us with the Conservatives that after '93, there were 2 seats left, and the Conservatives rebuilt and retook power later on. So the idea is that right now, I think it's all those different things, but also about the man himself thinking about how to step off the stage. I think he wanted to fall in battle. I think he wanted to go up against Pierre Poilievre, make his case, understanding that it was going to be a tough sell. But I think that was what he wanted. But now, can he go over the only card, if he wants to play that card for that result, would be for him to walk over to Rideau Hall and ask the Governor General himself to dissolve Parliament and to go into an election. And as you pointed out yourself earlier, your most important caucus, the Ontario caucus, and the province without which nobody can govern and nobody can go out into the campaign without having clear support of, is Ontario. And so if you have over 50 out of 75 MPs from Ontario saying, you know what, don't come to my writing, I don't want to see you as my leader. The campaign doesn't get out of Rideau Cottage, where he's staying right now. Where is he going to go? If not a single MP or a candidate. And right now, where's the organization of the party? At best, the party might be ready to go for budget season in March, April. But what I'm seeing is how to organize the exit. I think that's much more what's going on than anything else.
Let me bring up one theory that I heard over the weekend, which is, and let's assume that nothing happens inside of this week and that he is going to try to buy some time. Now, we know that there's already been a meeting, and there is one, I think, today as well, of the committee that's going to be involved in the USA-Canada border negotiations, whatever we want to call that. Let's say he's playing for that, so that he can come back in a couple of months and say, hey, we put together this plan. We've already talked to the U.S. They're happy. We're happy. Everyone's happy. And based on that, decides I'm going to stay. Look what I did for you. I managed to arrange this deal with Donald Trump that nobody thought we could get.
A lot of ifs in there, aren't there? And one of those elements that you absolutely cannot control is Donald Trump. He already knows there's blood in the water. He's going to exploit this for what it is. He already is. He's been trolling Canadians, and Justin Trudeau for several weeks now. He will continue. This will amplify, and I really do think Trump will make mincemeat of a weakened Justin Trudeau, and I think a lot of people understand and know this, and Donald Trump will impose whatever tariffs he wants to impose. There's nothing Canada can do. The only people that could actually stop Donald Trump are going to be within his inner circle and the people that influence him the most. But right now, he has said very clearly that what he wants to do on day one, on January 20th, and unless forces from within the United States explain to him, about integrated supply chains and the fact that over 20 U.S. states have Canada as their primary trading partner, and that there are consequences on the U.S. economy, on inflation, on the cost of living if there are tariffs put in place, all things that Donald Trump does not care about. He just wants to be right and show everybody how right he is. And he wants to bring all other parties to their knees, whether it's on immigration, whether it's on trade, whether it's on anything he believes in. So I don't think that Justin Trudeau has the wherewithal to do anything on his best of days right now to prevent Donald Trump from imposing tariffs. Okay. After there could be negotiations, after there could be, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. And I don't think Justin Trudeau then survives the confidence motion, because even if he prorogues, I mean, he can't prorogue indefinitely.
Right.
He's going to have to bring back Parliament at some point. And so it can buy him a bit of time, but not enough time to reverse this trend. And again, what do you do? And, I've been in difficult situations where caucuses were, so, and I've never seen it that bad when I was in politics. But at the end, I mean, the caucus was a bit fractioned in the Couillard days when I was there. Not that bad, and Philippe Couillard had the support of the majority of caucus.
But nothing here, like this, right?
Nothing like this.
Okay.
I mean, how do you come into a room? And again, remember, you're talking about Justin Trudeau's silence, but one silence that is deafening is from the members of the cabinet. In the last crises that we've seen before, you would have seen a lot of cabinet members come out. You would have seen a François-Philippe Champagne come out. You would have seen other players come out and sing the praises and say, let's go, let's stay. And we're not seeing that right now
enough.
Either.
Okay. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. We shall see. I'm waiting for the next Donald Trump troll. David, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All the best.
Take care.